Good evening, guys, and happy, what is today? Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. I think it's Thursday. It's been a confusing time after Christmas, and then, you know, like also too because of New Year's now. Like, my dad went back to work today, but he doesn't have work tomorrow. So I was like, oh, it's Friday. And I was like, wait a second, no, it's not. It's Thursday. So anyways, yes, I got to a lot of things today. I did a lot of laundry. I also uploaded and edited a lot today. One of the other things too is that I started trying to figure out what I'm planning on doing with the canopy on my bed, and kind of, you know, like I blew out a candle and now my air purifier is like, oh my goodness, there's smoke in here, we need to purify the air. So now it's going to be really, really loud. It's going to sound like there's a giant wind tunnel fan going in here. But I was telling you guys about how I'm trying to figure out, again, what I'm going to do with like the canopy and everything, because it's not a traditional like canopy. Like, you can't really find canopy that like fits that anymore. So I have to come up with something kind of creative, and I had an idea like kind of from the beginning. However, I still need to kind of work on that a little bit. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with a dust ruffle, because it's kind of annoying me that I don't have a dust ruffle on my bed. Although my comforter kind of, it's so big that it normally hangs down over it, but like I don't like that you can see the what's it called, the box spring. So the only thing is, I realized my box spring is not like a normal box spring. It is like for a twin size bed. However, it is like 3 inches too short on either side from what I guess like it should be. Well, I guess like length and width wise, it's like almost 3 inches too short on like either length or width wise. But and like, so we have almost always had to put, instead of it sitting like comfortably on the bottom part of like the track kind of like the bed, like the frame, we've always had to have like things that go like across to like hold the box spring to the frame. And I've had it multiple times where it's actually just fallen off of that. Like, we have like boards that like run in between it that then hold the box spring, and you shouldn't need that. That's like supposed to be what the box spring's supposed to be for, is like that you don't need to have a you know, like a like other stuff underneath holding the box spring up. So what I realized, like I said, was that this is actually, it's too small for my bed, and it would work on Jack's bed, so he's gonna take that because it's like, and I've noticed this more now that I've gotten my new mattress, which I've had for like, I don't know, well over a year, like a year and a half now. Almost 2 years actually, I think. But I've noticed it more with this like mattress too, is that like it doesn't line up properly on the box spring, because the box spring is much smaller. So it will work on Jack's bed though, because his actually has slats in it already. Like I said, mine doesn't, because of the old bed, I guess, that it is. So it doesn't work completely properly like it should, or like fit like it should. So I actually got a new box spring, and instead of the 8-inch box spring, which is what I currently have, is actually a 4-inch box spring. So it will lower it just a little bit, which I'm kind of liking, just because I realized it's very close to the top of the, you know, like when I got the new mattress, the mattress was like probably double the size of the old mattress that I had, or, you know, at least added on several more inches. So it's much taller than what it was before. I really like it being that tall. It is a little bit of a pain to get into sometimes because it is so tall. But the other thing too is that, like, if you guys kind of notice, like the bed, it actually like kind of like starts like there, and then my mattress goes all the way up, so it's like taller than my mattress is, and like where the bed, like the headboard kind of starts, and I don't really necessarily love that. So now that it will shrink it down like about 4 inches, it'll be a little bit closer to that, so I do kind of like that. But that was something that I found out today when I was measuring for the dust ruffle. So I ended up getting a new dust ruffle and also a new box spring, because like I said, I didn't realize that. But it is kind of scary, like, again, too, before. This hasn't happened in a very long time, but sometimes, like I said, the box spring will actually come off like the track and the entire bed will just dip down to one side. And sometimes I don't necessarily notice it, and sometimes too, it's not that bad, but it does happen. It has happened before. And it's kind of scary. Like you're sitting there and all of a sudden the bed just like gives out on one side. Normally though, it's not when I'm sitting there. It's like when I'm trying to get into the bed or like, you know, something like that. But it will sometimes just give out on one side. And like not give out, but like it's that the board that's underneath that's supporting the box spring comes out because the box spring isn't actually on the track, because, you know, or like the bed frame, because it's too small for the bed frame. So again, Jack's bed wouldn't have that because his have like slats under it anyway. Mine doesn't. And so that's why we have those boards underneath it to kind of act like slats underneath. But again too, sometimes they're not like secured into the bed frame, so they can come undone. And then I saw though that you can get just like flat, like a bed, like almost like slats kind of. It's like a flat bed frame kind of, or not bed frame, but like a box spring sort of, but they're like just flat ones. And I was like, that would honestly probably work too. And I was thinking about actually doing that anyway, because of when I did get my mattress, it was so much taller, and I was like, I don't really need like a tall box spring anyway. But so like I said, I went with 4 inches instead of 8 inches, or I could always also have gone with like the shorter, like it's you know, not even short, it's like piece of like little wood that like just goes underneath the whole frame of the bed. So anyways, we went with that instead, and then I had to adjust for getting a new dust ruffle, because the dust ruffle originally was going to be as tall as the 8-inch one, and then I had to get it for 4-inch one. So anyways, my bed is tall as it is anyway, like, and I like that because it actually has a lot of storage underneath it. But again, it also is very high up, and then it's very high to get into and hard to get into. And then on top of that too, now with the canopy, like I can still see my TV, but like that the board at the end down here is kind of almost like right in the way. Like when I'm like kind of laying down, it's fine, but if I'm like completely sitting up, it's like just at the top of it. And I was like, the whole reason I didn't like my TV in the other room was that I had the same thing. I had my bed, and then I had the TV at the foot of the bed. However, one of the posts was actually in the way of the TV and was right in the middle of the TV. So I had to like lay all the way over to one side so that I could see the TV without having the post in it, and it was like, you know, kind of annoying. So then I come in here and I have it in the perfect spot, and then I have this now, and it's a little too tall for the you know, the canopy, which if I don't have the canopy on, it's completely fine, but I want the canopy. So anyways, like I said, it's just, you know, having to figure all this stuff out and, you know, everything. And I haven't had the canopy in 10 years. So, you know, or over 10 years. It's probably been like 15 years that I haven't had the canopy on my bed. So now that I do, I'm, you know, again, having to kind of figure it out. But I like sleeping in it. Like it feels like it's kind of like closed in. Like it kind of feels like you're sleeping in like a little cave. But and I think the dog likes it too. Like he has been loving sleeping in here lately, haven't you, Charlie? Like, you like sleeping in here? Huh, buddy? You're so tired today, and I don't know why. Are you sleepy? Yeah, you sleepy, bud? Anyways, like I said, I got to a whole bunch of stuff, editing, uploading, all that kind of stuff. I also pretty much finished up with my grocery list, so I think we're gonna go tomorrow since my dad doesn't have work tomorrow. I don't know when, but probably at some point. So I should have that haul for you guys possibly tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna do Meyer and Jewel, or just Meyer, or just Jewel, I don't know, but probably not just Jewel, but I will have a haul at some point to share with you guys. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy today's vlog, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.